Sarah Ferguson's grim new life, homeless and jobless. The untold reality behind the Duchess's fall from grace. Welcome, royal watchers, to Crown Chronicles, your ultimate source for all things regal, revealing, and riveting from inside Britain's most powerful family. If you love the truth behind the tiaras, the drama behind the palace doors, and the resilience behind the royals, then don't forget to subscribe, tap that notification bell, and join our growing royal community. Because here on Crown Chronicles, every crown hides a story, and today's story is one that will leave you stunned. Today, we're diving into the latest royal bombshell that's left both fans and critics shocked. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, is said to be facing one of the darkest chapters of her life. Reports are swirling that Fergie, once one of the most vibrant and outspoken members of the royal family, could now be looking at a future without the comfort, wealth, or home she's known for decades. A future that some describe as grim, uncertain, and heartbreakingly lonely. So how did it come to this? How did the woman once married to a prince end up on the brink of losing everything, her home, her security, and even her royal connections? Let's rewind. Sarah Ferguson burst into the royal spotlight in the 1980s when she married Prince Andrew, the Queen's favorite son. Their wedding in 1986 was a fairy tale spectacle watched by millions around the world. The red-haired commoner turned royal bride. She was fun, bold, and refreshingly unfiltered, a breath of fresh air for the monarchy. But that same fiery spirit would soon make her a tabloid target. Her marriage to Andrew began to crumble under the weight of royal duties, long separations, and scandal after scandal. By the early 1990s, the couple was separated, and not long after, Fergie's royal reputation was shattered by that infamous tabloid photo of her being caught with another man. The royals closed ranks, and Sarah became persona non grata in palace circles. Still, she didn't give up. Fergie reinvented herself, as an author, a public speaker, and a brand ambassador. She made millions, lost millions, and made them again. She raised her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, largely on her own and managed to rebuild her public image into that of a survivor. But now, decades later, that hard-earned stability appears to be slipping away again, with Prince Andrew's royal downfall, following his disastrous BBC interview and the scandal that forced him to withdraw from royal life. Sarah's world has crumbled once more. The pair, who divorced in 1996 but continued living together at Royal Lodge in Windsor, found comfort in each other's company. But now that King Charles has reportedly decided Andrew must vacate Royal Lodge, sources claim Sarah could be left effectively homeless. Royal Lodge wasn't just a residence. It was the last piece of normalcy Sarah had. She'd lived there for years with Andrew, and despite their complicated relationship, it was a haven. But now, with Charles keen to streamline royal finances and remove any lingering shadows over the firm, it seems there's no longer room for the Duchess of York in Windsor's royal bubble. To make matters worse, Sarah's financial situation appears precarious. Insiders whisper that the Duchess's once lucrative publishing and business ventures have dried up. Her company earnings are dwindling, her book sales have slowed, and with her royal connections fading fast, opportunities are scarce. Even her health has taken a toll, after her recent breast cancer diagnosis and recovery. Fergie has spoken about the importance of gratitude, resilience, and living authentically. But behind those brave words, there's an undertone of real struggle. Friends reportedly worry that without Royal Lodge and without steady income, Sarah might have to rely on the goodwill of her daughters, or even the generosity of the king, to keep afloat. Yet those close to her insist she'll never give up. They say Sarah is tough as nails, and if anyone can turn rock bottom into a comeback, it's her. Still, royal insiders say King Charles has limited sympathy. The monarch is determined to bring order and financial transparency to the royal estates, and that means cutting off costly indulgences from the past. With Andrew already stripped of titles and royal duties, his ability to fund their lifestyle has drastically shrunk. And while Fergie has long insisted she and Andrew are just friends, many can't help but wonder if their unusual post-divorce arrangement, sharing a home, vacations, and even finances, has now caught up to them. Imagine it, the woman once photographed on palace balconies, now facing an uncertain future. The same Sarah Ferguson who once rubbed shoulders with presidents and movie stars might soon be packing boxes, leaving Windsor behind, and starting over yet again. But here's the twist, and the reason so many are still captivated by Fergie's story. She's not just a former Duchess. She's a survivor. Every time she's been written off, she's come back stronger. When the media mocked her, she became a best-selling author. When she was excluded from royal events, she reinvented herself as a global humanitarian. Even now, despite the storm clouds gathering, she's remained defiantly optimistic. On her podcast, Tea Talks with the Duchess Sarah, she often shares messages about resilience and hope, encouraging listeners to embrace life's messiness and imperfections, lessons she's learned the hard way. But will that spirit be enough this time? With Andrew's future uncertain, Charles's reforms tightening, and her own income dwindling, the Duchess of York may be facing the most serious challenge of her life, one that could determine whether she remains part of the royal orbit or fades into obscurity altogether. Still, as history has shown, never count Fergie out. She's fallen, she's risen, and she's done it with a smile, even when that smile masked heartbreak. Perhaps this chapter, however grim it seems, could be the beginning of her next great reinvention, because if there's one thing Sarah Ferguson has proven time and time again, it's that royalty may be taken away, but resilience cannot. So as the world watches the Duchess navigate this uncertain road, one question remains: is this truly the end for Sarah Ferguson, or just the start of her most powerful comeback yet? Stay tuned, because here on Crown Chronicles, we'll be following every twist and turn of this dramatic royal saga. And remember, if you love the inside stories, the royal realities, and the drama behind the diamonds, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. The monarchy may keep its secrets, but here at Crown Chronicles, we uncover them all. Crown, because every crown tells a story. And Sarah Ferguson's may be far from over.